have a battle plan if you want battle pay. It's time to be a pillar in the house of Yahweh. The strategy is now. Operate valiantly. Come up hither. The mind is a terrible thing to waste on fruitless efforts. The right standing is in the right standing. Know your enemy's whereabouts, ambushes, and sabotages. You must have a battle plan. The blueprint from ascended chambers within the realm of Yahweh. Spend the necessary time building your armor for fortification. Master your rank. Practice righteousness to be made perfect. Counteract the strategies of the enemy that he uses to try to keep you defeated. Don't let the devil catch you off guard. You can defeat the enemy every time. Do you have a battle plan to counteract the strategies the enemy uses to keep you defeated? If you've ever served in the military, you know that no military unit would ever dream of going to war without a battle plan. What is your battle plan? It's a strategy to exploit your enemy's weaknesses and to maximize your strengths so you can win. If you're not in the military, perhaps you've never thought you needed a battle plan. But you do, because you have a spiritual enemy who has waged war against you. It's the spiritual forces of wickedness from the underworld. Beloved, you must prepare for victory. Abide, dwell, engage in the secret space within Yahweh. The night is far spent. The enemy operates in the fog of war. See through the smoke screen. The Christ has already defeated the devil for us. But that doesn't mean he isn't going to use certain strategies to try and trick us into believing otherwise. His strategies are intended to keep us defeated and to take everything that is rightfully ours. This is where some civilians are defeated. Yes, I said civilians because they have yet to become troops. They say the enemy is already defeated. Then lie down and take a whipping. If we had no responsibility to stand our ground against the devil's schemes, then Yahweh would not have told us to resist the enemy or to use the weapons of our warfare. And he would have no need to give us authority over all the power of the enemy if that was so. The art of war is one of the oldest and most successful books on military strategy, having influenced military strategies for centuries. The author says, "He who exercises no forethought but makes light of his opponent is sure to be captured by them." Forethought. Have we been thinking and planning ahead for the enemy's attacks? Or are we shocked and dismayed when he uses his strategies to try to steal, kill, and destroy? Are we taking our role seriously? Or are we making light of our opponent? We need to have a battle plan if you want battle pay, so that the enemy will not outsmart you. And we do this by becoming aware of his evil schemes. It's what the military calls intelligence. God has given us all the intelligence we need to keep the enemy under our feet. The sword of the Spirit references in Psalms 144 that he trains our hands to war. He trains our hands for war. He reveals the enemy's strategies, and then he tells us the plan of counteract. Don't let the enemy catch you off guard. Be prepared. Strategy number 1. The enemy instills fear. The creator of all living things didn't give you the spirit of fear, so why would you accept it? God has not given us the spirit of fear. Fear is a spiritual force. Its primary weapon is an attack that begins inside you. And it is totally destructive because it robs you of your faith and peace. It keeps your focus on circumstances instead of the promises of God's word. That's why the sword of the Spirit commands 110 times to fear not. It's why when Jairus needed healing for his daughter and the circumstances didn't look good, the true Yahushua was quick to instruct him. Don't be afraid. Just have faith, and she shall be healed. He informed Jairus of the greatest enemy to his daughter's healing was fear. The enemy instills fear by challenging the promises of God. An excellent example of this is found in Matthew 14, when Yahushua invited Peter to come to him on the water. And when Peter, saw the strong wind and waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. What enabled Peter to walk on the water? His faith in the word of Yahushua. What caused Peter to sink, though? He saw the strong wind and waves, and he was afraid. It wasn't the wind and the waves that defeated him. It was his fear of them. Learn how to pass the fear test. You must master this. The counteract for fear, this is your key. Meditate on the sword of the Spirit. This is how faith drives fear out. The living word is the sword of the Spirit. Speak the sword of the Spirit. Use it to fight the enemy. Every time he comes against you, hold up your shield of faith to quench all his fiery darts. Speak words of truth. Be tethered in truth. Have faith. Fear will depart. Rebuke fear whenever you feel fear trying to come on you. Don't stand it for a moment. Whenever you're tempted to be in fear, anxiety, or worry, begin immediately to pray in the Spirit. It will edify your inner man and bring supernatural peace. Strategy 2. The enemy, he lies. He's a liar, the father of him. One of the strategies of the enemy is to lie to you every day. Do you ever have negative or discouraging thoughts that come out of nowhere? Sometimes they can be hard to recognize as enemy lies because they sound like they could be true. However, if you accept them as truth or believe them even for a moment, you've fallen for this sly tactic, giving him the upper hand. You need to have a battle plan if you want battle pain.